Which town or city do you live in now?
Right now, I'm based in Ho Chi Minh City, which is one of the largest cities in Vietnam. It's incredibly lively and always buzzing with activity.
So at the moment, I'm settled in Bac Ninh, which is not too far from Hanoi. It's relatively small compared to other cities, with less traffic and fewer crowds.
Do you like the city you are living in now?
To be honest, I'm not really a fan of Ho Chi Minh City. It's just too hectic for me. There's constant noise and traffic everywhere. Although the city has its good sides, like the variety of food and entertainment, I often find it overwhelming.
I think I'm quite happy with Bac Ninh. It's a lot calmer compared to bigger cities, which suits me well. The slower pace of life here gives me time to enjoy my surroundings, and the community is really close-knit, so it feels like home.
Are there any things you don't like about your area? What are they?
Oh, for sure. The traffic is a huge downside. It's just chaotic most of the time, and the constant honking drives me crazy. Getting anywhere during rush hour can be a real nightmare, and it's honestly pretty stressful.
One thing that really bothers me is the infrastructure. The roads aren't in great shape, and public transport is pretty limited, which can be frustrating.
How long have you lived there?
Well, I've been here pretty much my whole life, around 25 years now. I was born and raised here, and it's interesting to watch how things have developed.
I guess it's been about 8 years since I settled down here. I came right after finishing college because of a job opportunity, and I've stuck around ever since. It took a bit of time to adjust at first, but now I feel pretty rooted.
Do you think you will continue to live there for a long time? Why or why not?
I think I'll probably stay here for quite a while. The city offers a ton of opportunities, especially when it comes to business and career growth. It's really a place where you can make things happen if you're driven.
In all honesty, I'm not sure I'll stay here much longer. It's a bit too comfortable, and I'm starting to feel like I need a new challenge. I want to push myself more and experience something different, maybe in a bigger city or even abroad.
What are some changes in the area recently?
Lately, they've built a new bridge and a highway, which has really improved traffic flow. There's also a new park that's become a popular spot for people to relax. It's nice to see the city getting these upgrades. It's definitely making life more convenient.
I've noticed that a lot more industrial zones have popped up. There are new factories and warehouses everywhere. It's bringing in more jobs, which is great. But at the same time, it's making the area feel a bit more crowded and busy than it used to be.
Do you live in a house or an apartment?
I'm in an apartment right now. It's on the 5th floor of a fairly modern building with a decent view of the city. The place isn't huge, but it's got everything I need.
I'm currently staying in a house. It's a bit older, but has a lot of character. It's got plenty of space, which is great for having guests over.
What is your favorite room in your home? Why?
I'd say the living room is where I spend most of my time. It's where I kick back and watch movies after a long day. We've got a comfy couch and a big TV, so it's perfect for relaxing.
For me, the bedroom is my go-to spot. It's not just where I sleep, it's where I spend quality time with my kid. We play games, read stories, and just hang out. It's a cozy, personal space where we can bond and unwind together.
What things make your home pleasant to live in? Why?
One thing that really stands out is how tech-friendly my place is. It's a smart home, so I've got a digital assistant that controls everything, from the lights to the thermostat. It's super convenient and makes daily life a lot easier.
What I really appreciate is the amount of space we have. The house is roomy, which is such a contrast to the cramped conditions you find in bigger cities. It gives us all a bit more breathing space, which makes for a much more comfortable living environment.
Who do you live with?
Oh, I'm currently on my own, so it's just me in the apartment. It's quiet and peaceful, which is great, especially after a busy day. Plus, I've got the freedom to do whatever I want without worrying about anyone else.
I share the house with my family, my wife and our little one. There's always something happening, whether it's playing with my kid or just spending time together as a family. Keeps the home full of energy and laughter, which I really enjoy.
What do you usually do in your flat or your house?
Most of my time at home is spent working, actually. Since I'm a freelancer, my place doubles as my office. It's so convenient because I can work whenever I need to, without having to commute or stick to a strict schedule.
Honestly, when I'm at home, I'm usually just unwinding. Whether it's watching TV, reading a book, or just lounging on the couch, it's all about relaxing. After a long day, it's my space to recharge and take it easy.
Are the people in your neighborhood nice and friendly?
Oh yeah, the neighbors are generally pretty great. Everyone I have met is super polite. The only thing that gets on my nerves a bit is the noise from their pets in the lobby. But other than that, it's a really pleasant community.
Absolutely. The folks around here are really warm and welcoming. I've had some nice chats with a few of them, and everyone seems willing to help each other out when needed. It's comforting to know you're surrounded by good people, and it really adds to the overall sense of community.
Do you know any of your neighbors?
I do recognize a few of my neighbors, but we're not particularly close. We usually just exchange a few words when we're waiting for the elevator or bump into each other in the hallway. It's mostly just small talk. Nothing too deep.
Oh, definitely. I'm really close with a couple of my neighbors. We often chat, and sometimes we even have meals together or help each other out with little things. Feels like a tight-knit community, almost like an extended family.
Is the place where you live quiet or noisy?
It's generally pretty peaceful around here. Most of the time, it's really calm, which I appreciate. You don't hear much noise from the street or the neighbors. It's a good environment for relaxing or getting work done without too many distractions.
For the most part, it's a quiet area, but every now and then, you'll hear some loud karaoke from a neighbor. It doesn't happen often, though, and usually it's over pretty quickly. Other than those rare occasions, it's a calm and serene place to be.
Are the transport facilities to your home good?
Not really, to be honest. The streets around here tend to flood a lot, especially during the rainy season. It can be a real hassle getting around, and sometimes it's impossible to avoid getting stuck.
Personally, it's decent for small vehicles like motorbikes and scooters. They can get around pretty easily, but if you're driving a car, it's a different story. The roads are narrow, so parking and maneuvering can be quite tricky.
Do you prefer living in a house or a flat?
I would always go for a flat. It's just more convenient for me, especially with everything being on one level and less maintenance to worry about. Also, I like being in a building with neighbors nearby. There's a sense of security and community that you don't always get with a house.
Well, I'd go with a house any day. I just love having that extra space and a bit of a yard. It gives me more privacy, and I enjoy the freedom to make changes or have a garden. The idea of having my own space with no one living above or below me really appeals to me.